The union, man, the union brings a lot. It's just the union don't advertise, bro. It be people here be making money and they won't say nothing.
Can you sit down and tell us about
Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad. Oh, yeah, my bad.
You can tell us.
Okay, my bad. Okay, all right. All right, let me get it right.
Sheet metal is basically making something out of nothing. It's just the MacGyver of all trades.
I really truly believe if I would have known about the union when I was 18, I probably would have never went to prison. Didn't have the guidance that I needed, didn't know what I really wanted to do at the moment, just being a kid. I needed a new beginning, and I was looking for something good for myself, and got lucky, I ended up finding something good for myself.
I was trying to find out what I wanted to do. My uncle, he was living a lifestyle that was very attractive. He was going out every weekend, and he was just having so much fun. And just seeing how he lived his life was very, very cool to see. So I decided that I want that to be part of my life, and I picked up the trade.
I got tired of going to college, paying for college. Luckily, I was able to come here, and it's almost sort of like getting paid to go to school.
In high school, they always talk about college. Nobody talked about union, so, went to college. Had too much fun, man. Got in some trouble down there, had to go do some time in prison. That's the thing over, the apprenticeship has over being in college. You're gonna go through this 4-year program and get out in no debt. Not have to worry about, down the line I gotta pay this bank back, because I took out this loan to go to this college. You don't gotta worry about none of that. I wish somebody would have told me that in high school.
They break it down in 3 divisions. So by the time you are a 4th-year apprentice, you should either know you're going to be an installer, or you're going to be a welder, or you're going to do what I'm doing, test, adjust, and balance. You can take it far. I mean, you can get so good at welding where you could be welding Navy ships. It's really on you how far you take it.
One can work without the other, but all of them work together to make something great, something that we all need, especially here in Texas, because the heat outside, we all need that AC. The AC is definitely a must.
It makes it important, but I don't do my job right, people can get hurt.
When you retire, you're gonna have pretty much money saved up. You're gonna have a pension and a 401k. You're gonna have insurance. If you ever get injured, you can have workers' comp.
You'll make a good living just being a regular worker in the construction field, and you will always be needed. You're highly wanted. You can travel the country. Some people travel the country and work. People move state to state and work.
I love the unity, the brotherhood, how everybody got their back.
When I came in, I didn't really know a lot, and I actually had a journeyman that gave me his tools. He said, "Hey man, if you're gonna be a good apprentice, you need to have tools," and I still use those tools to this day. So just knowing that, it just kind of it helped me become a better person.
When you become in the union, it's almost like a fraternity almost. The role models around here, they're big. And they're actually doing what you're looking to do. I already see somebody doing what I want to achieve. You have teachers here to keep the trade alive, to show people that you can make a decent living for yourself.
It's almost kind of like if you put the work in and you grind for it, you're going to get this certain wage. That's the one thing I like. It's very clear and very direct.
A lot of people don't want to spend their whole life working at McDonald's, and they don't have time to get a career. Knowledge is everything. The doors of opportunity opens with knowing stuff. You don't want to stand stagnant in the pool. You want to, flow. Flow like a river.
You're not subject or limited to really anything. I know for sure I'm going to have my own tap company. It can be taken far. Don't ever think you just have to stop. We don't have to stop after the 4-year program.
A lot of people in my family went to jail, died at a younger age. Well, I feel like with the sheet metal and Local 67, man, it keeps you out the way. And I didn't really get that before I was in Local 67. I always thought it was fun to be in the streets and go do this, go do that, not really looking at the bigger purpose in life. But once you get in here, you realize how much trouble you're not getting in. Once you lock into being inside the union, you start to appreciate it. Break a generational curse for sure.